Let me tell you something. Friends ain't friends no more. Loyalty don't exist in this era. Real is real, fake is everywhere. It's so many people that tell you they your friend, man, and you be going through something, right? And you tell them what you going through. They listen to it and they advise you, and you know what they do? They run off to the next bitch that you got problems with and tell them what you going through. All these people that's claiming they your friend, you better trust the last 3 letters in the word friend. And that's the end, because it all come to an end, baby. Once they can't use you no more, they turn their back on you. What about these friends that be in solid competition with you? What about these friends, man, be jealous of you, man, and trying to win, and you ain't even know you in the competition, but these people still losing the competition that you don't even know you winning, and they mad at you, man. What about the friends that never clap when you win? What about the friends maybe jealous of your marriage, jealous of your job, jealous because you're doing better in life? Instead of asking you how to get there, they in so much competition with you and hating on you that they just goddamn rather just stay silent and die in misery and hate. Loyalty ain't loyalty no more. You gotta be real careful who you call your so-called friend. Some people just be jealous of you because you got a name, because you out here doing your thing and you ain't asking nobody for shit, and they call yourself your friend. They playing up under you, trying to figure out what you got and who you know and what you know so they could use it against you. Trust what I'm saying, they don't want to see you grow. One thing I trust about the word friend, it got 3 letters in it. End. It all come to an end because they gonna try you. Trust what I'm saying. We the business.
Anti-Afro Svengalis. I'm continuing the video about King Kong Crazy, how he is too afraid to step to Grown Man. He's too afraid to step to The Smoke. He's too afraid to step to Remix, and he's too afraid to step to Rev G. But instead, he uses me as an alternative, thinking I can be his crash dummy. Well, I'm not your crash dummy, KKC. We are continuing. So I told you why he was too scared to step to Grown Man and the history involving that. So let's move on to, by natural order, let's move on to The Smoke. Do you think KKC was happy that his rat-eating witches went over to The Smoke's page? Are you serious? He was not happy about that. He was very resentful that they went over there and they were really dedicated to Smoke in a way he has never seen. Smoke also had a gender diverse panel. KKC had 99.9% female. So it doesn't look good when you have a man or a dude on a panel. He's hosting a panel and he has basically a decrepit harem. I was not part of the, so make sure we get this straight. I was never part of the harem. I never participated in any of those groups. I refused. I did not want anything to do with any situation where these rat-eating witches were going into with that discourse. And guess who was there? The people that couldn't stand KKC. Who can hang around a situation like that? I certainly couldn't. I refused. I absolutely refused. And where are all of these screenshots and all this evidence that I stabbed King Kong Crazy in the back? It doesn't exist. I don't care. That's for me. I'm saying for me, I'm not the backstabber. They are the backstabbers. And let me clarify. When I confronted King Kong Crazy about this stuff, it was obvious they fooled King Kong Crazy with their so-called, what is it? I don't know what you call it. All of these issues they say they have. I make it very clear. I don't give a damn what kind of issues you say you have. If you're up here on the YouTube, or whether it's off YouTube and you're stalking people, you're stalking families, you're talking greasy, you're lying on people, you're threatening people, your issues aren't stopping you from doing that. So you can't call them these issues when people decide to step to you. I made that very clear. But they were all in, they got pity wrenches. They got shit stained and piss stained pity wrenches. That's what they have, and they hold on to these wrenches as if they're what, gold. I don't give a crap. I don't want to be in King Kong Crazy space, so I left. I didn't want to be in Lennon Honor space, so I left. None of them have the guts to confront anything, but they think they can come for me. In one respect, they had the green light, maybe not directly, verbally, but by acts of omission on the part of King Kong Crazy, that they thought they could continue to do what they're doing. Although I brought it to his attention, he refused to do anything about it because he's a user. So let's move on to The Smoke. Yes, King Kong Crazy was very resentful because The Smoke had this type of setup. It doesn't matter what you think about a person. If a person is a draw, they're a draw. That's just the bottom line. And it got to the point where I went at Smoke, he went at me, but I never, ever, ever, ever heard the Smoke threatening my life, threatening to rape me, saying he's going to hunt me down. I don't recall a single solitary utterance in that respect. So what happened was King Kong Crazy said, and I don't know person per se, on one live stream, King Kong Crazy went nuts because King Kong Crazy was besides himself because he said that went over to the Smoke's live stream. And remember, I'm not in the Smoke's live stream at this point. He went over there, or she went over there, and lied on KKC and said KKC is talking about the Smoke. And then KKC just went, this, like I said, blew up. I don't know whether or not that statement was made and it's true or what. He did post a message, but I don't know if King Kong Crazy said something about the Smoke or not. It wouldn't be outside of the realm of possibility because his rat-eating witches were hanging out with the Smoke like you wouldn't believe. And Smoke's getting all this attention. He has a lot of action going on in his chat. A lot more excitement than what's going over at KKC. When the stuff came out with, you know what King Kong Crazy did? I'm going to talk to E and J, and I'm going to tell them. What? You expect people to do what you say, and you think you can go tattle on people. He was basically trying to get the wrench taken away from because he says that she was trying to start trouble with him and the Smoke. A couple of points of clarity. Number one, this was a public live stream. This was not a backstage occurrence or conversation. This was out in the open that KKC was making these statements and issuing these, what sounded like directives. I mean, what kind of clout does KKC carry that he thinks he can come up on a public stage and essentially demand that this person be punished because they're doing something involving him and the Smoke? But KKC refused to do anything about the crap that was going on in his own live stream. To me, that was kind of, yeah, you are overshooting the runway in more ways than one. Like you have some sort of influence that you absolutely don't have. I mean, who's really going to listen to that? Well, actually, nobody. It fell flat, as it should have. It just, regardless of what somebody may think about somebody, I mean, where do you think you get off coming on a platform demanding somebody get consequences for offending you? I mean, it's really beyond, I mean, where's the logic in that? He can say whatever he wants about anybody, but the second somebody dares to offend him in his mind, he wants the cavalry called in. And again, it had nothing to do with E and J, but he thinks he has some sort of clout and some influence that he should demand they punish somebody who has a wrench in their chat. It doesn't make any sense, people. Nonetheless, that's what he did. And I was beeping out the name for a reason, trying to keep the distractions down. Did King Kong Crazy ever go over to the Smoke's panel and say, hey, brother, what's up? Let's talk about this. The answer is no. Again, he's using females. He's using females as targets while he avoids the central topic, which would be the man. He did not go to the panel, get up on the panel, and address Smoke. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm going to give you $100. Whoever finds that audio and finds proof of that, because I don't recall any of that ever happening, where King Kong Crazy went over to the Smoke. $100 if you can produce audio where King Kong Crazy went over to the Smoke and confronted him or addressed with him the situation that was going on about things he supposedly said and didn't. He was more worried that Smoke, he's going to get mad at me. And why are you going over there telling him as if I'm talking about him? Well, he talks about everybody. Again, I don't know if King Kong Crazy said anything about the Smoke or not, but I do know this. he did not go over to the smoke and address it. He did not go. And then he also said that the smoke didn't have good intentions about saying the panel was mental health. See, he loves to talk shit about other people. So he had that writing. He was resentful because of the duration that people were over on the smoke's channel, giving him this level of intensity of attention, and they were people or rat-eating witches in his chat. So you're trying to tell me there's no pre-existing history here with the smoke and King Kong Crazy? It had nothing to do with me because I was not over there. I did not even go back to the smoke's page until after I left KKC's live stream. And so when I did that, he flew into a rage. He was pissed because I was there. How can you be pissed? I'm there when you treated me like shit on your own page. You should have been happy that I was gone, but no, 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 no. So here's more angst and anger that he has against the smoke, which is why when I went up on that interview, oh, no, 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 do not say that you're the first person in this space that interviewed me, because I know King Kong Crazy would flip out. I don't care what King Kong Crazy tries to claim. He would be pissed off if he's not giving credit for something that he feels he should be given credit for. But he still never went to the smoke and addressed anything with the smoke. The smoke called him out on the sneak panels. What the hell are you doing a sneak panel for talking about people? If you have something to say, say it. And you don't think King Kong Crazy heard the smoke saying these things? He's not saying anything like horrendous, but according to KKC, it's the biggest insult to say anything about him other than adulation and praise. And then the smoke also pointed out that he got Umar Johnson, he went to see Umar Johnson and didn't cost him one dime. And Umar Johnson didn't take anything from him, but he took something from KKC. So you know there's an insult there. KKC didn't address it. He was just probably festering like he always does. He never went to Smoke's page and said, hey, what the hell are you doing talking shit about me? Nope. 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 King Kong Crazy will wait to see if he can take his anger out on an innocent target. So he was pissed because I was there and said on the sneak panel, well, she said she would never go. Why the hell do you care? Why the hell would you care if I go to the Smokes panel? So he's riding on some heavy duty revenge and vengeance. And so when there was a disagreement between Remix and KKC, the Smoke put up, I think it was KKC's, one of those photographs that he says is copyrighted or something. I don't know if it was a live stream. I think it was a photo. And we were talking, and Smoke was speaking on KKC's behalf, but that doesn't matter, because if you've done anything in his mind to him, and he's calling you out for it, not that he's going to address this with people he ignores if they do stuff. He can totally block things off. We're talking about people he's focused on. If he thinks you did anything to him, there is no going back. Zero. That's what he has in common with Umar Johnson. Nope. Even if you didn't do anything and he thinks you did something, zero. He's not going to forgive you. He's not going to reconcile. He's going to hold this vengeance. He's going to hold this anger against you. But look at how he ignored the rat-eating witches because they fooled him with their so-called issues. They laid a guilt trip on him, so he's too afraid to stand up to them. And in the meantime, they're making him look like a total and complete fool. Or are they really? Perhaps they're all just one and the same. That's the likely scenario. Okay, so after that live stream, immediately, KKC submitted the copyright strike, and that video came down, crashing down like dominoes. And word is that the Smoke reached out to KKC, and I'll have to put a caveat on that. This is what was reported to me, that he asked King Kong Crazy to take the strike off, and King Kong Crazy said, hell no. That's anger and revenge right there. And I think the irony of it all, that KKC has hijacked Umar's information, or not information, he's hijacked Umar's whole persona with this gorilla and this monkey thing. And then he's running around with these images. He's running off these images acting like it's a Hollywood production. And he's so quick to strike people's channel while he's using people's content. I think it's very just disgusting. He has a lot of my videos on his page. And he was up here acting the fool on me. But that's okay, because I captured every single one of those video links and I have the timestamp. So I'm just not here saying, okay, he's got my videos on his page and I'm going to let it rock. No, I'm not going to let it rock. If I want to strike your page, KKC, I'll do that. And it took every fiber in my being not to get at you that night, because I knew what you did to Smoke was out of revenge. But I said, let me just chill and not be impulsive. There's going to come a time when I will really be justified in doing what I'm doing. And we're quickly arriving at that point, KKC, because you up here trying to blame me for your fear and your refusal to speak man to these dudes that you have problems with, and you're up here trying to blame me, saying that I'm controlling people. Are you serious? This is some cowardly bullshit. Why couldn't you just talk to Grown Man? Why can't you just talk to the Smoke? You're surely up there listening to every single thing they're saying on their panels, because immediately after Smoke ended that live stream, you struck his channel. You were there. You were listening to every single word. Again, pre-existing history with the Smoke that had nothing to do with me. And he's trying to make it appear, okay, that I'm controlling the Smoke, that said I would never go over there, and here I am. Again, there's no reason for you to be concerned. It's just a method of exacting more revenge. The bottom line is this: KKC has not shown that he has the guts to confront the issue and deal with the person who he really has an issue with. Has not confronted the Smoke, has not confronted Grown Man, has not confronted Rev G, has not confronted Remix. He'd rather go on a sneak panel and talk to a bunch of females. He would rather go onto the panel of an abusive anti-ADOS freak, anti-family, global phobic idiot. Yes, I am saying idiot, who calls women all kinds of bitches. He'd rather go onto that platform and just unload his pent-up anger, and can't tell you a single thing that I did to him or FG did to him. He's just pissed because we're not on bended knee telling the world how great he is, sitting up in his panel and just staying there and not going anyplace else. That's what he wants us to do, and not talk about anything other than Umar Johnson so it'll bring him revenue. That's what KKC wants. So deviating from that, he gets pissed off and starts making up all these lies. So he spews these lies on that platform, calling us all these names. He's just a chicken shit coward. He's your standard coward. All of this crap he has to say, but he won't say anything to these dudes. Now, I still have to cover Remix and KKC being afraid to step to Remix, and KKC being too scared to step to Gerald, although Gerald tried to talk to him man to man. KKC ran in sneak panels. That's what he did. That's how KKC handles this. Well, there is one person I don't consider a rat-eating witch who is meandering over there in KKC's chat. I will address that person in a later video. In the meantime, you know there's more to come. Buyer beware.